Yeah. All right, we're recording. Welcome. If you're just joining into Facebook, just bear with me while I get us live on Instagram as well. So I'm doing lots of things at once here. Awesome. All right, we're just tuning in to Instagram as well. Welcome. If you are on Instagram, hello, welcome to you on Facebook. I think I've got everything here going at once. Zoom, Facebook, Instagram, setting myself up for a definite tech fail, but we're looking good. So yeah, just say hi if you're tuning in. If we haven't met before, my name's Simone Denny and I am a purpose coach. Hi Fishy, hi, nice to see you guys. Hi, lovely to see you, Connie. Yeah, if we haven't met, my name's Simone Denny. I'm sure that we have if you are meeting me here. And what I do is I'm a life coach, purpose coach. I work a lot in the mindset space and emotional well-being space. I'm an IFS practitioner, which means I'm an internal family systems practitioner, which I can hopefully share a little bit more with you on at another time. But why I'm showing up tonight is because I really want to share with you about my upcoming 10-week group coaching program that is starting next week. The doors actually close on Saturday, and I've had quite a few questions about what is this program, what's it all about, and hopefully, yeah, and feel free as you're tuning in just to ask away or say hi. It's beautiful to see some of you guys tuning in here. So what I do is I help women usually in midlife who are feeling a little bit stuck, a little bit like they're maybe going through the motions or feeling like it's Groundhog Day, or they've come to some kind of crossroads in their life and they're ready for something different. And I help those women to really step into a place of clarity and confidence and to really know what their purpose is in life so that they can step forward and really shine on full beam. I'm really big on that. My last challenge was called Reignite Your Spark, because I think a lot of us over the last few years have felt like our spark has been challenged. You know, we've had the pandemic and then there's a little bit of a hangover from that. So it's been tough for lots of us. So I'm really, really big on making sure you get back to who you are, remembering who you are so that you can do what you're here to do in the world. And I really, really believe that all of us have a reason why we're here, a sacred contract that we've come into the world to show up and to be of service to others, but to really understand who we're here to be. So feel free to question any of that or to ask me any questions as you go. I'll probably need to put on my glasses as I'm talking about women in midlife. I really need my glasses these days. So hello everyone. Hi Connie. Hi Fishy. Hi. Lovely to see you guys there. Welcome to anyone who is joining us on Facebook as well. It's beautiful to have you here. So yeah, let's dive in. And if you've got questions, just pop them in the comments. I'm going to kind of dive in and answer the question of like, what is living with purpose? I know recently I've been online a lot and I've been kind of shouting from the rooftops about living with purpose, probably because I haven't done it for about a year, nearly a year. So it's a long time. So I'm pretty excited to be able to launch it again. And what it is, it's a 10-week group coaching program where we really uncover who you are. And most of us think, you know, by kind of midlife, we know who we are, but we're going to go really, really deep into understanding who you are, what your strengths are, what your values are, what your patterns are, where have they come from. We'll go back and uncover some of that stuff that maybe we've put to one side, but it keeps playing out in our behaviors. And we'll go along fine for a while, and then we'll have this behavior that we're like, oh gosh, I'm doing that thing again that I really don't like about myself. And we get to understand, why do you do that? Why do we behave like that? And how do we pivot from that place and move forward? And so we can, you know, move into a place that we want to be. So it's a 10-week container where we come together, and every week we meet together and we move through the content together. So my cat's decided to just scratch at the door for the whole live, so I can't leave it. So if you hear a little scratch, that's my cat. So yeah, we work through some online content, which is really a lot of self-inquiry, self-development work. Each year that we do it, each session, I add new content, I update it because I've had so many women come through and I've tweaked it to make sure that we really have a model that works for the women that go through the program. So you're going to move through that content each week, and then we come together as a group and we start to really share about what we're discovering about ourselves, and I coach you through the whole process. And it's a real journey of self-discovery. It's kind of like the hero's journey, where we have to cross the threshold to really step into understanding all parts of ourselves, and all parts are welcome. And I think that's something that, through doing the IFS work, I understand is that everything that shows up within us has got a purpose. It's often protecting us in some way. It's keeping us safe. But if we're going to go to that next level of ourselves, if we're going to do big, brave things in life, we have to bring those parts with us. We can't keep trying to deny them or push them down or pretend they're not there. So we work with our parts, we appreciate what they're doing for us, but we still move forward, we still rise, we still do the things that are going to take us to be who we're here to be in the world. So that is a little snapshot. It's really, really hard to put living with purpose into words. And I know if there's women watching, it's very hard. It's a community of women who are on a similar path, who often feel a bit apprehensive about being in the group at the beginning. There's always this feeling of like, I don't really want to work in the group. I just want to work one-to-one. And every time we get to the end of the program, the group becomes the highlight. You will bond with these women and you will form connections. And that is a natural part of this journey, because we're going through a whole unfolding of ourselves in this process. So trust me on that one, but I'm sure other women will contest to that. So the next question that I have is, what kind of woman is living with purpose for? So there is such a wide range of women on this. Some people think that it's for women who are trying to come and have a career change. And that is part of it for some people, but it's definitely not who are all the women on there. It was me at the very beginning of my journey, was leaving the corporate world, leaving investment banking, starting a business that wasn't quite right for me, pivoting again, and really finding what it is that I'm here to do. But for many of the women coming into living with purpose, there's all kinds of reasons that they come. And some of it is to find an intimacy and love in a way that they've never experienced. Some of them, it is to leave a marriage and have the courage to step out on their own. For some people, it is to have the courage to start their business or to start a new idea, maybe to seed something that's been on their bucket list for a really, really long time. For some people, it's just getting out of their own way. It's like, oh, I know that I've got this vision, or I know I've got these goals, I know I've got these things that I want to do, but life is ticking by and I'm just not doing them. So the range is huge, and there's always surprises on things that come out for women. I have an awesome client who regularly messages me, because on the last session that we did, we created this beautiful vision board about the future. So we did this beautiful manifesting, and then each time something comes to life on her vision board, she messages me and she says things like, oh, the man has come in, and then she'll say, oh, the house has come in. So there's really different things that are going to come in for everybody for this. But before we can start attracting in these things, we've really got to dive deeply into who are we and what's getting in the way of us really stepping into that expansive self. And when I say expansive self, that can just be you feeling more joy. It can be you feeling like you can regulate your big emotions. It can be you feeling at peace with yourself. It can be you getting out of your head and more into your body. There's so many different ways that we can feel more on purpose and in our own selves. So I hope that's making sense for people. Please feel free to ask any questions that are popping up as I'm chatting away. My cat's going crazy over here trying to get out the door, but he can just wait. Okay, another question is, all right, what stops women living their purpose? And when I say purpose, it's really, our purpose is that combination of being able to show our strengths, being able to do what we love, and bringing those together to be of service. And that can take many, many different forms, whether it's in work and home and relationships. So what stops women really standing in their light and really going to that next level of themselves and creating that dream that they want to create, or creating that feeling they want to feel in themselves or in relationship, is that their nervous system is not allowing them to do that. So a lot of the time, and I talked about this on the last few days of the workshop, is that our nervous system is constantly responding when it feels like there is a threat. So I'm sorry, I'm going to have to let the cat out. Just wait with me 1 second. He's going nuts. Sorry, guys. I'm with you in 1 second. Okay, that's what happens on a live video. He's not letting go of that door. All right, so what happens is when we feel like we are unsafe, which whenever we grow, whenever we go to that next level, whenever we're about to step into something new, put ourselves out here like on Facebook, or share about our new business idea or another idea, or tell somebody we love them, our nervous system will go into a response because it might remind us of something that's happened in our past that didn't feel safe for us to do that. So we might go into a flight or a fight response, or we might go into a pleasing response, or we might go into a freeze response, which means that we're stopping ourselves being able to fully express ourselves and our purpose, because our nervous system is inflexible and it's saying, don't do that. Don't do those unsafe things that take you to the next level. So we stay stuck. And sometimes we're so stuck that we can't even entertain the idea that there is something out there for us, because our nervous system just says, no, you don't actually have any ideas, or it's too confusing, you can't make decisions, and it just shuts it down before there's even a spark there. So that's one big reason why we don't live our purpose, is because our nervous system is very fixed on keeping us safe. So a lot of what we do in living with purpose is create nervous system flexibility. We create the safety so that you can step out and do big, brave things. And I know, there is women tuning in here that I'm looking at that I know have done massively brave things in the last couple of years, and probably at the beginning didn't even realize that that's what they were going to do. So one of the big things that we do to build our nervous system flexibility is to come together as a group and to co-regulate, and social connection is one of the very best things that we can do to feel braver, to step into that green state, that safety where we can do hard things. So that's one of the things that stops us as our nervous system. Another thing that stops us going into our purpose or our place of joy is the accountability that pushes us forward. Have you ever said, I'm going to start a new habit, or I'm going to do this new thing, and then a couple of days in it just slides out because no one's really checking in or inspiring you or moving you forward? So a big part of living with purpose is that we keep each other accountable. We keep doing what we say we do. I'm really, really big on that integrity piece. So accountability really, really helps us to move through these hard things, but also for us to get that momentum to start to create something different in our life. And the other big thing, that the reason that we often don't know our purpose or don't step into it, is we don't truly know who we are. We don't really know who we are before all the layers have built up on top of us. We were once this very free child that was very unencumbered with what we believed we could do or who we were. And then over time, we get all these beliefs and these thoughts and these programs that mean we sometimes get a little bit blurry on who we truly are here to be. So part of that is to, unencumber you with some of these programs and get you back to who you've always been. And that is how we find our purpose. It's not something way out there. It's who you've always been all along. It's just remembering that. And there's lots of breadcrumbs that will take you back to remembering who you are. Okay, cool. Anyone else got any questions? I know I'm talking a lot here, but if you've got questions, please do pop them in the chat. I've got some very practical questions about the course as well, which I can dive into. Okay, so some practical questions that are coming through. Is there a payment plan? So that is oh, goodness me. I think I've just lost us. Oh, there we go. So yeah, is there a payment plan? And yes, there is a payment plan. I know for some people it's, times can be challenging right now. So there is a payment plan, and for the actual main Living with Purpose program, that starts as low as $295 a month for 6 months. I think the next one up is $585 if you want to do that over 3 months. So those are the payment plans that are in place. And I've really tried hard to keep the price the same this year. So it probably won't stay at that, but I really have tried to make it possible for everybody to join. And if that isn't possible for you, I always invite you to come and talk to me, and we can make it plan and make it work, because what's more important is that you are stepping into your purpose and who you're wanting to be and moving through your own obstacles than payment plans and things like that. So there's always options there if you're really, you're really serious about doing this. Okay, so how much time will I need? That's always a question that I get on this program. And I think there's a lot of women have been doing testimonials for me recently, and I've been listening to all their awesome videos. And one thing they're saying is really this program is what you put in. And if you're going to come in, just lean in, allow yourself to really delve into the content and go on the journey. You probably can do it in 2 to 3 hours a week. But there is as much or as little as you want to do. Well, probably not as little, because you won't get the benefit, but you can really dive in. There's lots of options and lots of extra content and lots of extra resources for those who like to be high achievers or go all in. So there's no shortage of content in there. It's a real treasure chest of information. So what often comes next is that question of, I don't really have that much time. And this is just across the board. I've just been speaking to corporates this week, and everybody's got the same issue, that there's no time and there's a feeling of overwhelm. And part of what we work with in Living with Purpose is, how do you manage your time? How do you become more effective with your time? How do you actually learn what is important, what is a priority, and look at where things are draining your energy and where things are draining your time. So we really get efficient with that. And what I would say is, if you really, really believe you don't have enough time, then just check how many hours or minutes you're spending on your screen time each week on your phone, because that's something else that we do look at. And just look at, could I give up a couple of Netflix shows a week to invest in being the person I want to be? Because this really, really is an investment. It pays dividends. It comes back to you. It often really pays out after about a year. You start to see things coming to fruition. And I know people who are on this call can attest to that. So it's something that is not a sunk cost. This is you investing in your growth, and you will see you will see the growth come back, and it's ongoing. There's an ongoing toolkit that you will have for life out of the back of this. So yeah, the time is another thing. What other questions? Anyone got any questions for me? Feel free to pop them in the chat anywhere as I'm going. Let me just see what else I've got. One question is, what happens after Living with Purpose? So what happens after Living with Purpose is that you have an opportunity, if you want to carry on, to join what we call the Hatchery, which is a community of like-minded women who've all been through Living with Purpose, who want to continue on the work. Because a lot of what women find is, once they've done this work, they then go, I'm just getting, it's all going to fall away. And I know that's a fear for a lot of us when we've invested in ourselves. So the Hatchery is really a place where we make this a lifestyle, and the Living with Purpose is the gateway into this lifestyle. So every month, we're helping each other rise is a big motto of mine, where as women, we need to support each other to rise. And we're reminding each other of what is it that we want to bring in this month? What are we doing with, and we bring in speakers, and we do a lot of keeping ourselves on our toes. And I love that quote by Maya Angelou, which is, hang around people that make you want to stand on your tippy toes. And that is what I really believe is, you know, important in our groups. It's being with other women who make you want to rise as well. So yeah, that's what happens if you want after living with purpose. Some women have also started businesses out of living with purpose, and some of those women have joined my Purpose to Profit, which is a business group as well. So that's getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but just know that there's lots of options for you, whichever path you decide to take. One question is like, why should I do living with purpose? Okay, so I guess for all of us, we often have these ideas of what we want life to look like or what we want life to feel like. And we kind of go along okay for a while, and then something will happen and we get a bit off track, and then we come back on, and sometimes it feels like we're kind of just getting on and off the track, but not really moving forward into what it is that we truly want to create. So I think living with purpose is a way to expedite you forward, to really remember who you are, but also what you're here to do in the world. So it's a way for you to know your why. It's a way for you to have more impact, but it's also a way for you to have more emotional agility, to be able to respond to the world differently, to have more self-awareness about who you are and why you are like you are. Why you are like you are, and also to have the self-compassion and understanding of your whole life that has been, and kind of that appreciation for why you are like you are. And instead of making that a negative thing, we bring that into your purpose and go, you've had all of this experience, good and bad, and how can you use that into what you're going to step into next? So that's, I mean, there's so many whys. I mean, why include it? You know, a big why is to just be with a group of inspiring women who are doing the work, and to really move your dial forward in your life. I think is the big thing, to have somebody coach you, to have somebody hold up the mirror, to show you your blind spots. We can all do this work on our own. For many years, I did it on my own. I was like, yeah, I'm doing so awesome. And I had all these blind spots, what I call the monkey on my back, just like everyone else, like, nah, not if you're married to me, you're not doing that well. So, and I still have those things, but at least I'm a bit more aware of them and I know how to work with them. So yeah, we're holding up the mirror. We do it in a really safe way that feels, it doesn't feel confronting. And yeah, we also want to have fun and joy, because, you know, the world needs more of that. So that's probably my last question that I have. The doors close this Saturday at midnight, so it's really, really soon. And it's a really small group, and I will get to know you really well. Whether, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but yeah, it's yeah, starting for 10 weeks. It's on Mondays at 8 p.m, 6 p.m. Australia, 9 a.m. It's this time actually on Mondays, and then there's live Facebook. And the other thing is we've got some really, really awesome bonuses. So there is, what are some of the bonuses? You get a rituals course so that you can have your own little rituals vault to practice throughout, to help you stay grounded and to get all these benefits that I've been speaking about this week to corporates, to get us in the right part of our brain. You get a whole goal setting project management tool. You get a day with me here on Waiheke, which is really, really cool. You come to my house and we do like sound bowls and cacao, and you get to just receive, because part of living your purpose is both to give and you know, in the masculine, but also to be able to receive in the feminine. So that's your day to come and really receive with me. What else? You do a vision board workshop as part of that. And we also do a money story workshop, because getting your money story right is really, really important. And it's part of living your purpose, whichever way you take it. We want to make sure that you've got a healthy money story so that you can bring in the beautiful abundance, which comes at the very end of the course. We do manifesting in abundance after we've done creating our purpose manifesto and creating our vision and goals, and gone through all of the obstacles that have been getting in the way of that. So that is a little bit of a Q&A, answering some of your questions, some of my questions. But feel free just to send me a direct message if you're like, maybe, but I'm not sure. We can always have a chat in the next couple of days. Otherwise, the link is in my bio or the link is in the Facebook group. But yeah, I'm a real person and I love connecting with others. So do get in touch, and thanks so much for showing up and being here live. And I hope to see you on the other side. All right, everyone, take care. Bye, everyone.